How y'all doing? I think we're finally done with this air box. It didn't take a couple of 2-3 hours. I forgot Monday was bowling night for Sherry, so I got to get in, cook her some dinner, and send her off to bowling. And then I got into messing around on the computer and loading up those videos from the other day. And I didn't get out here and finish the air box till today, but it's all done. I want to show you what the difference is. You see here. That is just a monster hole compared to what was in there, right? I mean, man, that other hole stopped like here, and it was round. So we've got a little bit left over here, about a half an inch on this side, about 3/8 maybe we could take off there. It actually comes uphill here too. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with this, and it's real close here. It's obviously close along the bottom. We could go up a little bit more here, but I mean, it's just trivial stuff at this point, just little bits. We're not leaving big gaps of the airbox covered. So this should do it. I mean, what do you think? I mean, look at that thing, man. Granted, we're going to get a 42 or 44, 45 degree day. Where people say, well, how can you test? Well, we have data from days like that, so we'll know. I know the way it was before on a 45 degree day, it'd still run a $1.45, $1.50, $1.55 probably on water. I tell you, if we warm it up to about 120, and then we get in and take off, and the temperature goes down. And we run, say, 15, 20 minutes. We want to do a good 20-minute run in the heat of the day, as warm as it's going to get, and go hard. And if it stays under 120, I think we've solved the problem, to tell you the truth. Because if say it's 45, you add 50 degrees to that. If we're running 115, 112, 115, 118 on water, and you add 40 or 50 degrees to that, ambient, I don't know. We'll have to see. I got a feeling we're going to have to tape this thing down on a 42, 45 degree day. And if that's the case, then we've solved the problem. Take a look inside here. You can see we can still come up quite a bit. We really can't go over wider, but we can definitely come up with the radiator. You see this surface here on the inside is quite a ways up, above the box, so we could go up quite a bit if we need to put a bigger radiator in it. But I'm hoping we don't have to spend money on a darn radiator. I feel pretty good about this. But let me pull the nose off and show you what the air box looks like now that we've got it all taken care of. One thing I haven't done yet is tried to fit the side panels back on. I think it's going to be fine. I don't see that being a problem. These mounts didn't get moved, just these ones here on the top, and everything's lining up on the bottom. So a pretty nice size hole there. Take a look at the old air box. And that thing's pretty big, man. I mean, it's very much like Richie's. We actually made his walls taper in. I think I remember him back when we did this. I think he had a hole in there already with the heater core. We got rid of the heater core when we got rid of my heater core and put his radiator in, and we just built the box to fit the hole. If his box were straight, like this to the whole width of the radiator instead of tapered in, because he's, you know, the Honda will run at a higher temperature and be okay. But he runs at upper 160s, 170 on water and when it's 85, 90 degrees outside. And you know, we could probably learn something from ours here that we can help Richie with over there, because eventually he's going to get the RVS. He's going to get the other Vortex on his cart. So there it is. We did have to slot this here. The bottom of this box here sits right on top of the Zeus springs that are inside of that nose bit. You see, we didn't have to curve that too much, just a little bit. You see where, you know, we didn't get it too hot. It's just it's flat glass, and when you try to bend it, it's going to have some relief stuff to it there, but it's good and strong. It'll be fine. It's just air going through there, right? So now all we got left to do is get the water system hooked back up, brake ducts back on for the front, change the gear. Well, I'm shooting off into the ceiling. Get the brake ducts on, get the water hoses on, take the seat out and swap the gear. And what we're going to do with the gearing is we run a 2-tooth difference from the engine to the axle at Grattan, where we're going. And I had been running 1820 is the gearing that we run over there. We tried some different things at MIS and we learned something. So what I'm going to try here at Grattan is 17 on the engine and 19 on the axle. And we could actually go smaller than that. I've got an 18 tooth for the axle, actually. So we have 1.25" axle. We're still using American stuff. It's a laydown. It's not CIK. So we're going to try 17, 19, and theoretically, the smaller physical sprockets you can get at the same ratio that you need should help bottom end and torque, which Grattan is a torquey track. It's not a top end track. Although it's got a big long straightaway, everything else is turning. So we'll test that at the same time. So that's it. Done with the air box. Really nothing left to do but change the gear and get the water hooked back up. We'll put 50/50 antifreeze in it because, as you can see, well, it says it's 60, but it's every bit of 52 degrees out there. We've lost 25 degrees just in the last 2 days. I'm in, full dress sweatpants, and I was out here in shorts yesterday and the day before. So that's it. Love it when a plan comes together. Although it's all temporary, it's nice and tidy, and it's good and sturdy, so it's not going anywhere. That's it. That's it from the garage. We'll see you out at the track, God willing. Need to pray for some good weather. The forecast doesn't look all that great. Cold, 42, 45, like I said, somewhere in there, with a chance of something in the morning or in the afternoon. We ain't worried about it. The chance is not all that much, but just praying that the good Lord to give us a full day out there. That's it. We'll bring you some footage from atop my helmet from the racetrack. Godspeed, y'all.